and welcome to my channel. It's Veronica and I'm so glad you're here today. It's been a while since I have uploaded, but I have a surprise for you. So I'm just gonna do a little DIY Halloween crafts today. I am so excited. I'm gonna go to the store and get my materials. I'll be bringing you with me. So fall has officially started. As of today, it is September 23rd. Fall has officially begun. Yesterday, it was the autumn equinox. If you didn't know, it is the beginning of the season. September 22nd. So that's what I was looking forward to before I start my fall decorating. With the decorations, I took down all my lemon decorations, all of the summer ones. So you won't see any of that. Depending on when I put this video out, I might put this before my fall decorating video or after, I'm not sure yet, but that is on the way. So even though it is officially the fall season, it is still very hot outside. I do have my flannel on, but I will probably be taking it off and just wearing my tank top. I have my shorts on, my imitation Crocs I have on because it is still so hot outside. So there is no fall weather here. I'm still drinking my iced coffee. First order of business, probably go to Hobby Lobby, and then I will probably be going to Walmart, and I will definitely hit up Target. There's something I want to get from there. So if you saw the thumbnail, I'm doing a fabric pumpkin, which I have done for many years. I've done just really plain fabric pumpkins, but this time I'm gonna put a little twist on it, something that was trending last year. So I wanna try a DIY for this, and also just I want to do a bubble cauldron because I did find some small little plastic ornaments that I haven't been able to find before. So I will be doing that with some cauldrons that I already have. All right, let's get started. Okay guys, I'm at my first stop here, Hobby Lobby. So hopefully I find my fabric, I find what I'm looking for. So wish me luck. I'm not seeing a lot of spooky fabric here. I see mostly just the fall fabric and pumpkins and plaid, and it's not exactly what I'm looking for, so I might have to look someplace else. This polyfill is perfect for the stuffing, and it's not a bad price too, so I think I'll take 2 of these. And I'll also need some thread, and I recommend this heavy duty thread. This is pretty good. I will also be getting this black mesh for the eyes and the mouth of the pumpkin. Okay, so I just got out of Hobby Lobby. I should have known better. I should have known that there were not going to be any Halloween themed fabric there. I knew that they didn't do Halloween, so I don't know what I was thinking, but we'll try someplace else. I found this fabric at Walmart, and this is probably the best I could find. It is super spooky. I love it. It's just my style. It's got that old-fashioned typewriter design to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it into a huge circle just like this. The bigger the better. I want my pumpkin to be super big, and I'm going to take my thread and needle that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to use it to thread the top part of the pumpkin. So the outer part of the circle, I'm just going to do a simple thread through just like this, so I could pull it tighter together once I'm done. So once you're done, it should look like a bonnet, just like this. And you're gonna leave the end of the needle intact throughout this whole process. I'll show you why later, but just keep that needle with the thread intact, and you can tighten it and loosen it however you want during this process. So what I'm going to do now is stuff the pumpkin. I'm going to add the stuffing, but then I'm going to take it out later because I'm just adding the stuffing to see how my pumpkin's going to look filled and round, and I want to also make the markings of where I want to put the mouth and the eyes of the pumpkin. And you can make it as stuffed as you want or as little stuffing as you want. I decided to make it nice and full, and I'm gonna trace out my face. So I unstuffed it, and now I'm just gonna cut out the face. And this is a really time consuming, but it's pretty easy. So instead of the black mesh that I showed you at Hobby Lobby, I'm just going to use this one. I also found it at Hobby Lobby, but it was a little bit more smaller and simple to do. And I'm just going to fold it in half until it's the right thickness that I want to put over the eyes. And I'm just going to put some white thread and just very simply stitch it around the eyes just so that the mesh stays. I also took another piece and did the same for the mouth, and you can make it, if you have bigger fabric, you can make it just all one piece, or just what I did is I just separated it. I'm gonna cut out the excess fabric just to make it a little bit neater, but that's just optional. And one thing I do want to state about what I did with the lighting, so as you see here, the pumpkin, it looks really nice. It's nice and see-through. So my plan is to put the lighting right there, and my method for doing this is I got this stiff felt fabric and just wrapped it with the black, and I was just gonna place the lights around it. But what I did instead is I didn't like the way it looked because the lights kind of blinked through the fabric, and I didn't like that. I wanted to blink only through the eyes and the mouth. So I redid it, and I put the lighting more by the eyes and the mouth just so it would blink there. You could super glue it, sew it, whatever, but here I am cutting out the bottom of the pumpkin, and I am going to super glue the battery pack. This way you have it accessible to you outside of the pumpkin for turning it on and off, and then just changing out the battery. So yeah, I put the lights more in the front as opposed to wrapping them. I changed that around. So now it is time to stuff the pumpkin. So this is just, try to get it as full as you can, however you want it to look. If you want it to look more wider or more taller, it's really up to you. With the way that this is, it probably will look a lot more wider, so it's really up to you. So as we kept that needle loose, we're just gonna pull it tightly until our pumpkin forms. There's just a little bit opening, so I'm gonna stitch that closed, but I'm still gonna leave a hole in the middle for the stem when I'm finished. The battery pack is visible, perfect, so it's exactly how I want it. I'm gonna pull the string through and just kind of make it a little bit tighter, and I'm gonna tie the string on the outside. So for the stem, I'm gonna use this fabric and I'm gonna tighten it up really tight, and this will just be my stem. I'm gonna put some super glue and just insert it inside, and that's how it's gonna look. Now on to my next project, the bubbling cauldron. So I had these two cauldrons from years ago. They're really small. I'm gonna just use some white tissue paper wrapped up and place it inside. And then I'm gonna stack them so that they stay. I'm not gonna like glue them together or anything crazy like that. I'm just gonna stack them so they're pretty durable and that they stay and they're not gonna easily tip over. So again with the polyfill, I'm going to use this to put in the cauldron to simulate foam, bubbling foam, and it's going to look great with the lights I'm going to put in there, and it's going to just be a good touch. Now these are the mini ornaments I found at Walmart that I'm gonna use for the bubbles. And at first I'm gonna just use some sticky tape to adhere the bubbles to the edge of the cauldron so they don't fall while I'm hot gluing the rest of them. And I'm just gonna basically take each one and hot glue them to all around until it looks like bubbles just coming out of the cauldron. It's actually a lot harder than the other videos that I've seen about this look. The ornaments don't stay like you want them to as you're hot gluing them all. You gotta kind of hold them in place just to make them stick. So it's definitely more challenging than I thought it would be. Once it's dry, you could just take it off and just put it to the side. They stick together pretty well since they're not too heavy, they're plastic. I'm gonna put some of this Spanish moss. It really reminds me of a witch's lair with how spooky it looks. I think this will make it stand out really nice. So I have these purple flickering lights, and they are going to go perfect underneath these ornaments to just make a really, really nice spooky scene. Since they are wired, they're a little bit difficult to kind of keep on the cauldron, and I really don't want to hot glue these. I'm just going to place them here and try to hot glue the ornaments around the cauldron. So I'm going to hot glue the bubbles and then just put it on the cauldron, and hopefully it stays. As a finishing touch, I'm gonna put these little paper bats all around the bubble so it really does look like a witch's cauldron. And now for the final touch, I'm gonna light it up, and this is what we have. I think it came out really nice. Well, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed these Halloween DIYs, and I will see you next time. Bye.